Is a great day, is a great life. Welcome to SciTech TV. To all the viewers out there, welcome to the new episode of Fun and Learning. Today's objective are to introduce biodiversity, its role, significance, and impact. To further explain its impact to various human life, to individual and group collage, to inculcate ways to protect our biodiversity. To this conceptual framework are interpretation of individual collage by the group 7 members, interpretation of group collage by Bianca Galang, importance of biodiversity by Justin Parahele, ways to protect biodiversity by Michaela. Today's theme is the wholeness of a man bounded with biodiversity.
Hello everyone, I am Bianca Galang. The collage that I made is entitled Integrating Biodiversity and Human Life. In this collage, you can see the shape of earth, a hand, a tree, a family, and transportation. This different shape symbolizes the impact of biodiversity on various aspects of human life. Biodiversity refers to the variety of plants and animals that live on earth and play a vital role in preserving nature's balance. Because life is dependent on many variables, including location, species diversity is not spread evenly over the earth. In the shape of the hand, it alluded in general the strength, power, and protection, in which in my collage, the hand is holding the earth to give protection to the living and non-living things. However, it can also signify generosity, hospitality, and stability. The earth symbolizes as one of the elements that are also nurturing and seeks to draw all things together with itself to bring harmony, rootedness, and stability. It is also a portrayal of nature that focuses on the life-giving and nurturing qualities of Mother Nature. On the other side of the coin, the tree symbolizes the life of non-living things. Trees act as an observer, observing the evolutions of humans and the globe around them. Another is the family, which expresses a strong foundation in the world. Family is loving and supporting one another even when it's not easy to do so. They are the one who will take care and preserve the beauty of nature. In the interdependence of the tree of life is a vast web of branches that illustrates how a family grows and expands over many generations. Lastly, the transportation that is used by the humans in this generation. It brings unstable and makes our nature unhealthy, in which, for instance, it brings smoke to the world that makes the natural attack. Biodiversity is predominant in sustaining life on Earth because it prevents any one species from throwing the balance of nature out of order.
My name is Melanie Kate Herali, and this is my collage. I entitled my collage Life Source, with a theme of raising awareness towards our biodiversity. Biodiversity had a big impact on various aspects of human life. The basic needs of human, just like food, shelter, and clothing, can be found on it. Even the air we breathe came from the trees which belong to the biodiversity. That's the reason why it's considered as a life source. The elements of biodiversity make every aspect of life to grow. It tends to be source of our happiness. In return, we have to take good care of our biodiversity as they sustain our growth. They let us live and enjoy, enough reason for us humans to treat better our biodiversity. And do not forget, without biodiversity, people can't exist.
The title of my collage is The Heart of a Star. This collage is a symbol of welfare towards many biodiversities around us. Pictures depict the various life present in biodiversity. The hand symbolizes our act toward protecting and preserving biodiversity. It mirrors our oneness with it. It represents the human race and its care for the good of it. The heart is the center of a man. The intention, the innocence, the gratefulness symbolizes how we must feel towards biodiversity. It is the heart that reminds us not to make collateral damage, but rather something of a very great value. The leaves that sprung from the hearts are the representation of our bonds towards every biodiversity present, that we are designed to nourish it back. As these thoughts spring from our heart, so are our intention. Like buds slowly blossoming, our hearts will be filled with compassion towards it. In general, the whole collage speaks of realizing that we are among the biodiversity and we are dependent on it. We spring from it, and so our hearts must always be bound towards its welfare, that we take such action not because we are appetite to responsibility, but rather of being compassionate to our natural identity, to be led back to what we are, to be reminded that we are and always be one with the nature. So our heart should always be filled with love and care for biodiversity.
Good day everyone, I am Michaela de la Cruz and I will going to present to you my collage with the theme Harmonious Relationship in the Biodiversity Leads to Life Prosperity. My collage was entitled Connectivity and Harmony Amidst Biodiversity. So this collage was created with a combination of a world, plant, and an animal that symbolizes the harmony in the diversity and the connectivity of biodiversity to human life in its all aspects in the symbol of interlocking of hands. As we all know that biodiversity is a variation that exists between several species residing in the ecosystem primarily consists of plants and animals. So the word here symbolizes all life that it consists as the biodiversity in our ecosystem leads to a greener world. So this entails establishing links between wildlife habitats and in plants. They foster a harmonious relationship towards each other and greatly affect the life of humans. So our world serves as our overall shelter where we reside and constantly live for survival. The plant here symbolizes the growth and the nurture it provides to all the living creatures that depend on them. This is due to the fact that plant life flourishes in a well-balanced ecology. They play an important role in preserving our kingdom's biodiversity by providing food, shelter, and breeding grounds for local species. The dolphin symbolizes the forms of life links between animals. Animals serves as humans' primary source of food and living. We cannot survive without it, and hence it cannot survive without plants. Humans have this innate closeness to its biodiversity, where it is shown in the collage of pictures showing the impacts of biodiversity to human life in the form of interlocking of hands. This clearly means that human life was sustained by the diversity in all of its life aspects. It is the most valuable and essential resources that we have. Our overall support system for human and animal life would disintegrate without biodiversity.
Hello everyone, I am Justin Jane Esperhelli, and this is my collage with the theme Saving Our Planet Earth and entitled Conserving Biodiversity is Achieving Healthy Society. This collage depicts that the earth is in our hands, including all the species therein, a hand that carries and cups our earth. It contains pictures emphasizing what should be done to achieve a healthy society, featuring biodiversity and human actions. By planting trees, conserving water and energy consumption, applying proper waste segregation, and minimizing pollution are the few ways you are responsible to do. Plants, animals, humans, sanctuaries, or habitats, nature, our ecosystem. With the presence of all of this and their functions on our planet, it will help to balance our environment well and continue to raise living creatures for future generations. The childbearing mother there and the one who is raising her child up in the sky are hoping for a brighter future. That just like a bird, we can continue to soar high to achieve a healthy life. We are part of biodiversity, and as humans, we are the capable ones to take care and give value to any variety of species and sanctuaries here on our planet. As we observe our current situation right now, other living species, our green environment is slowly fading and extinction of animals is rampant. Biodiversity is at risk. We cannot stop it from happening, but we can prevent and minimize its effect. So let us gather together, conserve biodiversity for us to achieve a healthy society. With the helping hand of yours, we can save our earth, of course.
In our overall collage, we combine the work of our group mates to create a best portrayal of collage that is interconnected to the theme of impact of biodiversity on various aspects of human life, and we come up a title, The Firmness of Human Delimited to Biodiversity. Biodiversity describes the range of plants and animals that exist on the earth and play an important part in maintaining the natural harmony. The hands represents our unrefined act of protecting and preserving biodiversity as well as our oneness with it. They also represents the human race and its concern for its well-being. It symbolizes how we should approach it and how we should regard it. The heart as a representation of a man's intention, innocence and gratitude represents how we must feel about biodiversity, that it is our responsibility as humans to never compromise it and instead to do what is best and right, which not only benefits us, but also takes into account the essence of it in all aspects of our existence. It is the heart that reminds us not to see it as a byproduct, but rather as a something of immense worth. The tree, on the other hand, represents the vitality of non-living objects. It acts as an observer, observing human progress and the world around them. Most biodiversity resources are consumed by humans, so it is their primary responsibility to preserve and protect the earth. The richness of species, the ecosystem, the environment, and the sustainable growth of life on earth is important.
The impacts of biodiversity on human life. All aspects of human well-being depend on ecosystem, goods, and services, which in turn depend on biodiversity that is necessary for life on this planet. Biodiversity serves individual and social needs such as food and nutrition security, energy, drug development, and fresh water, all of which contribute to good health. It also promotes economic opportunities and recreational activities that are beneficial to one's general well-being. The loss of these resources may result in circumstances that cause illness or fatality. Biodiversity loss can destabilize ecosystems, promote outbreaks of infectious diseases, and undermine development progress, nutrition, security, and protection from natural disasters. Any changes on biodiversity can have erratic effects not only in wildlife or marine life, but also to human beings. We can clearly infer that when our ecosystem is not well taken care of, biodiversity encounters changes that may impact human health on such different levels.
The cornerstone of human existence and the well-being of the biological diversity of life on Earth. Biodiversity and healthy ecosystem keep us safe from natural calamities, manage the climate, and provide us the food with fertile ground and medicine. However, biodiversity is dwindling, and many of the world's important biodiversity hotspots are in countries suffering from poverty, food insecurity, and the effects of climate change. Unsustainable human activities and conduct are the underlying drivers of biodiversity loss. We must adopt and drive demand for more efficient and sustainable practices that maintain soil, water, woodlands, and the wildlife that protect biodiversity and the prosperity of people around the world. So here are some ways to protect our biodiversity. First is empowering individuals and their communities to adopt more sustainable behaviors. Second is accelerating behavioral solutions to biodiversity protection. Third is to avoid plastics whenever possible, and if cannot be avoided, then reduce it. Fourth is to conserve natural resources, and fifth is to educate individuals on how to properly take good care of our environment.
Wow, that was great, mind-blowing, and fruitful discussion. Indeed, we humans are bound with biodiversity. Thus, we must protect, love, care, and sustain it for the future generation. This saying that everything has come to an end, and our episode for today conclude too. Don't forget to follow us to our various social media accounts and keep in touch. This has been your host, Fritz Pomarudan Mana, and this is Sayatik TV. It's a great day, is a great life. Bye-bye!